Universalist Church, building community, inspiring growth, creating change. Here in the heart of Kansas City, we come together to create this hour of shared reflection so that we might be renewed in courage for these times and inspired to lives of greater dignity, higher purpose, deeper generosity, and more effective action. If you are new to Unitarian Universalism or to our congregation, we want to get to know you and share a part of your journey. If this place is already your spiritual home, welcome back. We need one another, and it is good to be together again. We are so excited to be together in person again after almost 2 years of gathering only online during the coronavirus pandemic. Nevertheless, through the gifts of technology, we continue to celebrate community and connections with each other online also, as we lean into the values of justice, compassion, and reason. Together, we learn the love that has the power to overcome both loneliness in the heart and oppression in the world. Welcome to our service this morning. May the words and music and images that we offer today nourish our best selves, calling forth abundant wisdom and love.
Arise, O souls, arise.
Good morning and welcome everyone, those in person and those online. Welcome all who are here to celebrate the work and service of Reverend Judith Cady as she retires from her leadership of our religious education program after 17 years. Welcome all who are here to seek a word of comfort and hope in the midst of this week's overwhelming news of the brazen invasion of the sovereign nation of Ukraine. This is a crisis moment of history. Many of us are shocked, outraged, fearful of what may follow, uncertain how to respond with integrity or help. Momentous and horrifying events have happened in the last 4 days. Much is no doubt yet to unfold. How shall we explain to our children the evil of war when we do not fully comprehend it ourselves? How shall we look to the fate of democracy abroad when we are challenged to sustain it within our own borders? How shall we celebrate the vocation of peace, learning, and love in a moment of such violence and suffering? In 1939, when the Nazi German military invaded Poland, the British poet W.H. Auden wrote to express his feelings of betrayal, despair, and helplessness. He concludes with these words: "All I have is a voice to undo the folded lie, the romantic lie in the brain of the sensual man in the street, and the lie of authority whose buildings grope the sky. There is no such thing as the state, and no one exists alone. Hunger allows no choice to the citizen or the police. We must love one another or die. Defenseless under night, our world in stupor lies. Yet dotted everywhere, ironic points of light flash out wherever the just exchange their messages. May I, composed like them of eros and of dust, beleaguered by the same negation and despair, show an affirming flame. Let us be reminded this morning that our children, the children of our bodies and the children of our communities, are always points of light, even in the most difficult days. Even amidst the lies, defenseless in the grip of hunger and stupor, children turn to us like the sunflowers of Ukraine, seeking the sunshine of our love, of our truth, of our faith in the future. Today we dedicate this, the affirming flame of our chalice, to those who nurture and teach our children, who give them stories and examples to build their lives on, those who make the village that children need in order to grow up kind and hopeful and whole. Today, we celebrate our gratitude for those among us who make spiritual education their life work, and for all who strive for human justice and harmony so that our children might inherit a world of peace. In their honor, we who share the human composition of eros and of dust, beleaguered as we are by the negation and despair that surrounds us, kindle this chalice so that wherever we are, together we might show our affirming flame. Should be.
Good morning. My name is Sierra, and I light this chalice for the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all.
There is a meme circulating on Twitter which says, "This is the greatest challenge of being alive, to witness the injustice of this world and not allow it to consume our light." In that determination, we rise together and sing gently. Judith, would you introduce our song?
I want to dedicate this song to you children and youth, to thank you for letting your inner light of love shine out so beautifully to others in this world of ours. Please stand and hum along or sing quietly with our song leaders. Thank you for leaving your mask on. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Would you be seated and join me in speaking the words of our covenant promise to this community? Together we affirm, goodwill is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant. One does not love and serve a community for 17 years without touching many lives. Wait a minute, this will be better. Okay. Without touching many lives and leaving an impression on many people. So now I invite some of those members of our congregation who have known and worked with Judith to bring a word of recollection and thanks to her at this time of celebration. The cameras are over there.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bill Raney. We go way back with Judith, starting in the nursery room, year after year, child after child. She never wavered from radiating joy to those kids, our kids, who grew to adults with certain knowledge that they were loved. I want to tell 2 quick stories about her. The first one, I was first teaching in the toddler room. I'd had a harder day, and I explained it to Judith. Some kids just need more love, she said. I think of those words when I teach, but also when I don't. Some people need more love, and so does the world. And Judith had more and gave as much love to her role as anyone I've ever met. The second story was from when I chaperoned the teens' trip to Boston. Judith didn't go on this particular trip, but that didn't mean she wasn't there. The detailed itinerary was filled with her thoughts and recommendations. It was loaded with UU education, but also many fun options that kids and adults got to choose every day. Some days we chose the beach, or the Museum of Fine Art, whale watching, or free slushies on National Slushy Day. The kids consistently made good choices and made me proud, but I expect Judith knew they would. So I want to thank her for her service to All Souls and to our children. It has made young adults who can make good choices and know they are loved.
Good morning. It's good to see so many people here. I'm Suzanne Raney. Almost as soon as our family walked through the doors here, Judith began pulling us in. She asked us to teach Sunday school, help with meals, volunteer at summer camp, scoop pumpkins. Honestly, it's a long list, and Judith is very hard to say no to. But truly, I always appreciated those asks. Because I've always known that her intent was to welcome me. Like so many of you who found your way to All Souls, Judith was the warm embrace that pulled my family in. She was the glue that kept us coming back. She came to us to see us in the hospital after Ginny, our now 12-year-old, was born. She listened to me when I was worried about kids or work or anything, and she was the person who made me feel like I had a home here. It's so hard to imagine this place without Judith, and I want her to know how much she has touched us and so many people here. I will miss you, Judith, even those calls asking me to do things.
I'm Brennan. When my family was discussing starting to come to All Souls, it was very important to find a place that our children felt at home and felt a sense of community. And so as anyone who's been here the first time knows, when you walk in with kids, the first place they take you is straight downstairs. And the first person we met was Judith. And from that time forward, we knew that this was where we wanted to be, that our children had that sense of community. And through all of the things that she has done, whether working with the coming of age group that both of our children have been through, all the things that she has done, she has definitely made All Souls feel like our home. So thank you.
Hello, I am Shawna Fortunato. I am here today to express my gratitude to a very special person to me, Judith Cady. When I think of Judith, I think of a bright light that showers amongst all in her presence. Her unrelentless caring and kindness doesn't go unnoticed, and her devotion to her job as a youth minister, devotion to the kids, to the families, and to the congregation is appreciated by all. She has given families opportunities that come once in a lifetime that continue to bring cherished memories for our youth. From summer camps to the unforgettable trips to Boston, we are gratefully, eternally grateful. I also want to thank Judith personally for being there for me during a very dark time of my life. Her unjudgmental words lifted me up, and her sweet voice brought calmness to my chaos in my head. Thank you, Judith. You will always be a dear friend to me and to my family, and we all wish you well on your new journey. And remember, you have so many people amongst these walls that love you. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Cynthia Butcher, and I want to explain to you what happened the first day that we walked into All Souls with our two children. My husband had wanted to find a congregation that they could have some sort of a religious upbringing, and I was very hesitant because at the time there were a lot of reports in the news about really horrible things happening to children in churches, and I didn't want to expose my special needs kids to that. And so when we came in, of course, everybody introduces you to Judith, and I, explained my concerns. And she graciously listened and then proceeded to explain all of the security procedures she has in place with teachers and the environment downstairs and how everything worked. And it kind of put me at ease, and she let me stay with my children, and it put me at more ease. And within 3 weeks, not only did we want to join this congregation, but I was asking her if I could teach in her program. I was so impressed with everything that she had put together down there. And I've been teaching here for the past 10 years. So I am so grateful, Judith. Thank you so much for letting me become part of your program, for teaching me all that you have, for giving me opportunities like Owls in Boston, everything you've done for my children. I love you dearly, and I thank you with all my heart. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Joe Robertson, and I have been a teacher since like 2005 with a couple of breaks in there. And I wanted to know just how easy and fun that Judith and her team made that. For many years I was working with Sharon also, and now Melanie, and you pull up and it's like you get the curb, they bring a car to you, and the curb, it's humming, it's purring, and they get out and they just hand you the keys. And, and this is the UU thing, so it's a hybrid. But it's you just get in there, you put down the sunroof, and you just go. I mean, the kids are free to be who they want to be. They're free to be who they're going to be. And we're free to challenge them, and they can, and they do, challenge us. It's a safe place. It's a loving place. And then, the protocols for good class management are clear and practiced. And the pinnacle of this is the trip to Boston. I got to be an adult supervisor also. And, the preparation of a life-changing experience for youth is all set up, and it's a beautiful experience. So, Amy and I, we have our UU sons, Ethan and Chase, and now they're out there living their UU lives. And I tell you that that's the children, our children, the children that were with them, the children before, the children after. That is your legacy, Judith. And we love you very much, and thank you for that.
Judith, can we? I would just say, we've been here since the beginning, I think, when you were first, 17 years. And I have always been a teacher, but, the idea of getting in a classroom with middle school kids was frightening. But Judith, you gave guidance and were so welcoming. And the pinnacle of what you gave me is all these experiences with the kids creating credos. You gave us faith development topics. Why is there evil in the world? What about death? What does that mean to you? Are you going to see your loved ones again when they die or when you die? Those kinds of questions that you developed. And, it's really powerful to see kids try to develop a statement of what they believe. It's not so much that we give them guidance, although that's important. Just speaking to the question of what I believe in the presence of other people is an incredibly empowering thing. It's like you don't know what you think until you say it. And you say it in front of others, and imagine what you what you think as it's heard by others. That's such a key thing. But I would not have had the courage to do that and to try it without you. So, and Tracy has been my partner. We've been teaching together for 17 years. Do you want to say something?
I'm not on the list.
Dude, I thought I was coming up here just to give you support. I will just say that Judith has held center for 17 years. She has held center on trips to Boston where, when Dan and I went, we were in our 40s, and it was hard physically. And let's just say that at that time, Judith was not a 25-year-old, okay? And I watched her, and she pushed, and she pushed, and she held center through all kinds of waves of youth. I have watched her hold center. And that is going to be one of the things that I think you will be most remembered for here. And something that I think that we all need to remember, that we all need to live up to. So thank you, Judith.
Hi, Judith. It's Anne. I just wanted to say how wonderful our friendship has been here. And before, when we were sitting in meditation at Unity, and then found you here as a minister at the church. And I just wanted to say I really have appreciated how you've been such a warm personality for our congregation, and especially the kids, and the kids feel safe when you're around and happy. And you've given us all a wonderful friendship for the church and for me especially. Thank you, Judith. Good voyage on your retirement. Bye.
Table, leftovers saved, wash the dishes and put them away. I've told you a story, tucked you in tight, at the end of your knockabout day. As the moon sets its sails to carry you to sleep over the midnight sea, I will sing you a song no one sang to me. May it keep you good company.
Oh, you can be anybody you want to be. You can love whomever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know that I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one. And the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done. Some children grow up strong and bold, and some are quiet and kind. Some don't fit the mold, some follow behind, some go in their own way and time. Some women love women, some men love men, some raise children, some never do. You can dream all the day, never reaching the end of everything possible for you. Don't be rattled by names, by taunts, by games, but seek out spirits true. If you give your friends the best part of yourself, they'll give the same back to you. Oh, you can be anybody you want to be. You can love whomever you will. You can travel any country where your heart leads, and know that I will love you still. You can live by yourself. You can gather friends around. You can choose one special one. And the only measure of your words and your deeds will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
will be the love you leave behind when you're done.
Hi, I'm Carrie Bader. Judith, when you pop into my head, it's always accompanied by a smile. The warm smiles you always bring with you, as well as the smiles of people whose lives you've touched. Your light, your warmth, your joy and enthusiasm are always contagious. As an RE teacher, your generosity towards the kids has always been inspiring. And as a parent, the love and welcome you've provided has been a source of strength for our family. I absolutely credit much of Josie's kindness and empathy to the early education she learned at All Souls. And you are to thank for so much of that. Thank you for your time, your energy, your commitment to this congregation, especially to the children and its families. You will be so missed, but I'm also so happy for you, and I hope that you enjoy your retirement. You will always be welcome here. I hope you can stay connected with us as Josie grows up. Thank you so much.
Let's see, get this layer off. Oh, good morning, I'm Jason Lichten. I'll tell you, have you ever met somebody that you feel like you've already met, like you've already known your whole life? That's Reverend Judith. Like many of you, when I brought my family in here, just looking for a new spiritual outlet, we were taken in like the party was waiting for us. I tell you, as far as first impressions go, you guys got it down really good. We were welcomed in like you guys were waiting for us. And I tell you, I've only been here a few short years, but being actively involved with the religious education program has not only changed things for my son and my family, but for me as well. My whole life, I've been always given the opportunity by my mother and my family to seek out my own religious knowledge and take in as much as I wanted to and pretty much take myself where the path would lead me on its own. And having all of this knowledge, and I've never had any outlet to share it. This is the perfect opportunity and the perfect format to bounce this off of a perfect age group that I get the perfect amount of feedback with as well. And I can't thank you enough. This was the biggest accident that ever happened that I never planned in my life that I would be able to share, and how much I get out of this. It's been life-changing for me. I told myself I wouldn't cry. Okay, good. Not gonna do it. You have changed so much in my life, and I heard the word centered mentioned earlier. That's about how I could describe this. I found my center by doing this. And I had no idea that this was the path that I belonged on until I got here. And you have been the perfect spirit guide for me for that. And I just sincerely hope that wherever your spiritual path leads you, I hope a little bit of us is with you as much as you are with us when we are doing this. Thank you so much.
My name is Dana Trigg. I started at All Souls when Ruby was 2 years old. Thank you, Judith, for always making Ruby feel loved, safe, and secure. Through all your hard work, care, and dedication, you have made a huge positive impact in my daughter's life. When Ruby was 10 years old, my mother, her grandmother, passed away. You immediately took on the role as her honorary grandmother. And you've done an excellent job, and my mother would be very proud. You helped connect her with some of the women in our congregation, some of the elders, and they've become role models and a loving support system for her. Thank you, Judith. You have made a positive impact in each individual life. You have been an important part of our youth at All Souls, and you've helped nurture my daughter, Ruby, into being the strong, beautiful young woman that she is today. I hope that you take this time to take care of yourself because you've given so much to everyone else that I want you to be able to give back to yourself and to enjoy your retirement, and that we all love you and we miss you. And I will miss your smiling face and your warm embrace every Sunday morning. And I love you very much, Judith. Thank you.
Dearest Judith, I am so blessed to have you for my friend, and I met you about 4 years ago here, and I too feel like I have known you all of my life. You've been so wonderful, and you've been so wonderful to my granddaughters, and you always include them, call and ask if they can come to things, and I appreciate that so much. Your whole career, your whole life has been helping others. And recently I heard about this scientific thing called a helper's high. And I thought, well, Judith must have that helper's high all the time. Because that's your whole life, is loving and helping. And because I am so blessed to be your friend, I look forward to the future times that we get to spend together. And I want you to be around my granddaughters as much as possible because you're a wonderful, wonderful, loving, kind person. Thank you, Judith. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sharita Harris, and I'm here with Brother John Anderson and our son, Julian Harris Anderson. I first met Judith when she performed our son's baby christening. She's been an amazing presence in our life ever since. Our son here, he is on the spectrum, and he doesn't really take to too many people, but he has adored Julian from the moment that he's laid eyes on her, and she has engaged him in so many amazing and thoughtful ways, as well as engaged our family. John has known Judith a number of years. They've worked together here in the church on different children's presentations. Judith is just selfless and authentic and sincere and warm, and I just really appreciate that she is the type of person that just shows up and just grabs you at the center. When I was in the hospital for 4 months, and she didn't just send a card. She showed up physically and continued to help and support our family, and I appreciate and thank her so much for everything that she's done. We just love her, and we wish her the best in her retirement. She deserves it, and we look forward to her continued friendship.
In short, we're just here to say we love you, and we mean it from the bottom of our hearts.
Susan Stevens, and oh, sure. So, thanks. So we started coming here right about 11 years ago. We had left fundamentalist Christianity, but our oldest, Carissa, was really missing going to Sunday school. So we were looking for some place where we could stay, because she also wasn't wanting to move from church to church. So we were trying to find a place where we could stay, and however our beliefs changed or evolved, where we'd always be welcome. It would be a community. And we thought we were going to join the Episcopal Church, but I decided I'd learned about this online, and I just wanted to come try it out. Just Carissa and I came. Carissa was 10, and went downstairs, and it was like they had a whole time to the kids just went in and they just played for like a whole hour. And so many, and Judith just had everything set up so that it was really cool for kids. I mean, they could come, they could just hang out and have conversations and play. And then they had their second hour, but it was just so much more relaxed than anything Carissa had been to. I mean, and Judith was just very friendly, very gracious and welcoming, and there was like no more missing Sundays for a really long time, because Carissa was like, we got to go back. And so, and one thing I noticed as well as Judith, somebody, I think the lady before me, I can't remember her name, mentioned engagement, and it was like, and she got us all engaged as a family. She had me helping with activity hour, and I could see her importance of getting all of the parents engaged. She was looking to see where everybody, she was always thinking about all of us, and I think thinking about where we could be a part and participate in church life. And so she was always really, I could tell that we were always on her mind. It was like she was just always really, just like everybody says, this sunny force of love in our life. And she would, when I'd be helping with the kids, it was like she was always encouraging ways to kind of, take it up a step higher as far as making sure all the kids were involved, happy, engaged, and just really finding ways to participate and to feel loved and to feel a part. And so, Judith, we just love you. We are so thankful, and I'm so happy, she's let me know to keep in touch. And so I know we're really going to miss you. It's not going to be the same, but you've, like the gentleman before me was saying too, you're a part of us. We hope we're a part of you too. And we just thank you for holding center and just continuing to just choose love in all your interactions. And you've earned your retirement. I hope you really enjoy your next journey, your future journeys. And thank you so much. And
my name is Lynisa Robertson. Judith, this is the story of a little boy who ran to Sunday school. My 4-year-old insisted that we sit right there, week after week. He made it clear he was here for the music, nothing else mattered. And yet, when the time came and the music started to go downstairs, he ran to Sunday school. This continued. He grew older. The lessons downstairs became more structured. He did not care for arts and crafts. He loved his music, and yet he ran down for Sunday school. Teachers started having the challenge of discussion with very different children with very strong opinions and different insights into the world. I don't know how they did it. And yet he ran to Sunday school. He started singing in the choir. He started occasionally choosing to hear a special piece of music, but never 2, never for the whole service. The minute it was time, he ran to Sunday school. Last week, this now high school senior sat on the edge of his seat, and when the time came, he stood up and quickly walked to Sunday school. Judith, some people mistakenly think that to run a program that can have my little boy run to Sunday school simply requires somebody who loves and accepts them. They're wrong. It takes so much more. You have to have an unbelievable strength, a strength, as I've been saying, to hold that core, but you have to maintain it, even when you really don't feel well, when you're in pain, when it just doesn't seem possible. You have to have a true wisdom, a wisdom because you're not only teaching the children, you're teaching the adults who teach the children. Think how much harder that is. You're not just role modeling love and acceptance at all times. You have to teach it so that others can do that. And you have to have the skill of a juggler. 100 different things happening all at once, all demanding your attention, and you have to keep all of that going. Judith, thank you. Thank you for bringing all of those skills here, and thank you for that little boy who still runs to Sunday school.
Hello, everyone. I'm LeAundra, known as the church administrator. And Reverend Judith, Cady, I am so in awe of the way you put your heart into your work for all these years. I have observed firsthand how you care for the children, youth, and your co-workers. You not only made a huge difference, but you also touched many lives along the way, including mine. And this is my chance to say thank you. It has been such a privilege working with you and an honor to be here celebrating your retirement with your family and the congregation. I wish you all the best, and you know if you ever need me, I'm a phone call and a few blocks away. On the side of me is a plant that your co-workers purchased for you. Please don't forget them when the service ends, and I love you. I love you.
Wow, it's amazing to see all of you, especially all the kids. I'm Barbara Griggs, and my husband and I have been members of All Souls for over 20 years. Many All Souls kids know me only as Professor Sprout, my alter ego for our summer evening camp. The very first Harry Potter themed camp was actually spearheaded by our former minister, Jim Eller, and it was a very elaborate weekend-long intergenerational activity, all church involved. A couple of years later, a group of parents and crazy people like me took on having a week-long evening summer camp with a Hogwarts theme. We worked extremely hard, we had a lot of fun, and I'm pretty sure the kids had fun too. I will say, though, it was extremely stressful, as anything is when you get together a group of creative, opinionated, articulate, you adults, each with their own idea of what to do and how to do it. Then add into the mix 40 or so bright, articulate, opinionated you kids. Then Reverend Judith came on board. She radiated this calm, peaceful, accepting energy that flowed throughout camp like a balm. I'm a special ed teacher myself by background, but what I learned from Reverend Judith made an enormous difference, not only in camp, but carried over beneficially into my work life as well. From Professor Cady did, as she's known in camp, we learned the value of listening deeply to each person. With her guidance, we were able to create a situation in which cooperation, not competition, predominated. Children whom staff had previously seen as challenging were able to emerge as the bright lights they are. And camp was able to accommodate each kid seemingly effortlessly. Each kid's particular talents and gifts were able to be fully expressed. Judith modeled what seemed like infinite patience, not only for the kids, but for each volunteer and the parents and guardians who shared their children with us. Over the years, we've been able to explore many subjects with the children and teach them lots of facts, but I'm sure what is far more important is the feeling of being in a very special, very safe place where each child is valued and celebrated for who they are. One of the gentle innovations Judith made was to have us professors greet each other every time we encountered one another throughout camp with, "Peace, Professor." A mantra that kept us focused on living that value. It has been an incredible privilege for me to work with and learn from Reverend Judith. I'm happy for her to be able to move on to her next adventure, but I will miss working with her more than I can say. These children are our future. I've watched so many of them grow, from toddlers to amazing, talented, passionate, and compassionate adults. I know they've benefited from all their religious education here at All Souls. I know the world has been enriched by them as well. Nothing could be more important than keeping our RE program strong and making sure that this deep, full acceptance of each child continues as we move forward into our next adventure. We need to keep a strong, committed, loving, and empowering children's program as we go forward without Reverend Judith's leadership. I have always regretted that we didn't find our way to All Souls while our own children were young, and I'm thrilled that 3 of my grandchildren get to participate. We are the village that will raise our current crop of youngsters, and I hope we will do so in the spirit of Professor Cady did, seeing each child fully, accepting them lovingly, and encouraging them to grow joyfully. I urge and implore all of you to give as generously as you can of your time, your talents, and yes, your treasure, to keep both our All Souls music and religious education programs thriving, because these little ones are the greatest treasure we have. The offering will now be gratefully received. Peace.
See.
Woo! Before I begin, I would just like to say thank you so much, Judith, for absolutely everything and for being a part of my life, like my entire life. Thank you so much. I dedicate this song to you. Fairy tales can come true, it can happen to you if you're young at heart.
For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams. And life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on the way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part, you have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part, you have a head start if you are among the very young at heart.
Will you join me in the words of dedication for our offering? We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire personal and spiritual growth, and to create change toward a just and compassionate society.
It's been a joy and a privilege for me to serve as a religious education minister for our children and youth here at All Souls for the past 17 years. I've loved every moment of my ministry here. Sunday's been my favorite day of the week because I get to experience our incredible children and youth. They've given me so many paychecks of the heart. I've had the opportunity to be part of their lives as they've grown from childhood into adolescence into young adulthood. And I'd like to share just a few of these experiences with you to give you an idea of how rewarding this journey has been for me. Isaac Robinson, who you just heard sing, was a baby when I came to All Souls. And I've had the privilege of sharing in his life ever since. My granddaughter and I used to attend Theater for Young America productions with Isaac when they were both young children. Now, Isaac is a kind and caring 17-year-old who's tremendously talented. He is now an accomplished actor for the Theater for Young America, for Theater in the Park and other productions. Isaac is my friend, and I look forward to attending more of his theater productions in the future. Isn't he a great singer as well? Thank you, Isaac. It means so much to me that you dedicated that song to me. Thank you. Tori Johnson was a toddler with a sippy cup in the nursery when I came to All Souls. Throughout her childhood and adolescence, Tori has been a social activist, reaching out to help others in need. When she was a young child, she asked her family and friends to make donations to charities like the Smile Train and Ryan's Well for her birthday, instead of buying Tori birthday gifts. As an adolescent, she was proud to stand up for women's rights and to participate in the Black Lives Matter marches. Now, Tori is 20 years old. She is the new nanny in our nursery for the babies and toddlers, where she was once a toddler. Knowing Tori and watching her grow all of these years has been a wonderful experience for me. Suzanne Raney was in the hospital right after she gave birth to her daughter, Jenny. And I got to hold Jenny in my arms when she was a little baby. Now, Jenny is a beautiful 12-year-old. She's kind and compassionate, and she loves to help take care of the younger children. It's been such a joy for me to see what a gift Jenny is to all of us. I wish I could share a special story about every one of you children and youth, because I have one. There just simply isn't enough time today. Please know that I love and appreciate each and every one of you for who you are. It's been a joy to watch you blossom and grow and reach out in love and compassion to others. You've touched my heart with love. And I'm so grateful to all of you wonderful parents for sharing your children and youth with us. Thank you. I also want to thank you adult members of the congregation for your loving and generous support of our children and youth. You've made special connections with them through our mentoring programs and our mystery friend programs. And you've given generously financial contributions for our programs, especially for our trips to Boston. I am so grateful to Melanie Yackel for her loving heart, her dedication, and her creativity in sharing this journey of service to our children and youth with me. Thank you, Melanie. And you get to keep Melanie. She's not leaving. Most of all, I want to thank all of you wonderful religious education teachers for sharing this journey of service with me for so many, many years. Please look at the screen to see our teachers' continuous years of service. Since they've started, these teachers have been teaching 2 Sundays a month, 12 months of the year, nonstop for the number of years listed on the screen. And you're all still teaching. You've given far many more years of service than anyone could ever imagine or expect. You've provided a safe, loving, and fun environment for our children and youth to learn how to live our spiritual values in their own lives. You'll never know the ripple effects of all the lives that you've touched. Would our religious education volunteers please stand? Would all of you please stand, and let's give them a round of applause for their dedicated service to our children and youth. Thank you. It has been such a joy and privilege for me to share this ministry with you teachers, you parents, and especially you children and youth. I cherish every moment of my time with you. It's been an incredible gift to me. And so now, it's with tears in my eyes that I say goodbye knowing how much I will miss all of you. And it is with joy and gratitude for all the memories I will carry with me always. Thank you for the memories. As a farewell, I want to dedicate this song to all of you. This is what I hope for all of you for the rest of your lives. I hope you dance.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep the hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Wherever one door closes, I hope that one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances if they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope that one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. 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 I hope you dance.
Judith, it has been an honor and a pleasure to participate with members of the congregation and the religious education program to help plan this celebration and all of these touching tributes. But I also want to take this opportunity to express my own gratitude for our working relationship throughout my ministry here at All Souls. I have relied upon your skills and competence, as well as your commitment to the children and to this church as a whole. I've enjoyed working on many special projects together and seeing your nurturing of our youngest members, as well as their teachers, parents, other members, and our staff colleagues. In addition to supporting our collective retirement gift, I wanted to offer a token of my own appreciation, and when I saw that tabletop fountain, I knew immediately that that was it. Like you, it is all about heart, an open heart, as yours is always open for others. And like your personality and the lovely jewelry that you always wear, it sparkles and gives off color and light. I hope it will add beauty to your life and be a happy reminder of our time together. thank you for all your support and your dedication to the ministry that we have shared. I truly could not have done it without you. Yeah. And Andrea.
Hi, I'm Andrea, and I'm one of the few parents who preceded, my daughter and I both preceded Tori here. I am the mother of Tori with the sippy cup, who is now next door and taking care of the next generation. Shortly after we started, they had decided it was time to bring in a full-time minister. I was actually asked to be on the search committee. It was probably one of the first formal roles I stepped into. Being a young mother, single mother, I had Tori with me all the time. So in essence, Tori was also on that search committee. And she actually was, you know, one of the factors. She got to meet a few of the people, and her eyes lit up when she would see Judith at a meeting in the nursery with the sippy cup. And so that was actually one of the telling factors we used as we made the decision to choose Judith to lead our youth here for the next 17 years. And over the course of 16 years, as Ari has grown and changed, and as Judith has made all of her contributions, my roles have changed. Today I am here as the president of the board, one of the lay leaders in the church, and I've been asked to present the check. We have been gathering contributions to her retirement gift, and over nearly 80 families, 80 households, have contributed over $6,000 for Judith to take with her as she leaves. So I will present that to her now.
Judith, you want to stand by me up here? My name is Melanie Yakel, and first I want to say congratulations. Your time here at All Souls has, Your time here has made All Souls a more loving and joyful and safe place to be. You have been an incredibly supportive mentor and friend. I hope you enter into retirement feeling proud of your career, because you absolutely deserve to feel that way. I know you're going to miss seeing the children every Sunday, but the children and myself would like you to know that you will continue to be loved, and we will miss you. All of us involved in the religious education program have something special we've been working on to show our gratitude. The beautiful flags you may have seen when you entered outside, they're a gift from all of us. Each flag was Each flag was lovingly designed by one of our children, or teens, or teachers, or a camp leader, or a parent in the RE program. And this winter, the youngest of our children learned about the Tibetan prayer flag traditions during their Buddhism lessons. They learned a prayer flag often has a picture or a symbol in the center of the flag surrounded by mantras. The many mantras of the prayer flags presented to you today include blessings of abundant joy, nourishing rest, healing peace, strong friendship, and even loving hugs. We learned that the flags are to be hung outside as offerings and prayers and blessings for the wind to weave throughout the world. Every time the flags are moved by the wind, blessings of compassion and goodwill are carried out for the universe to fulfill. Judith, as you notice the flags dancing in the wind, we hope you trust that the universe has your back. We also learned that the flags are designed to fade and disintegrate over time, that the more frayed the colors have become and faded the fabric, the more the prayers and blessings have been carried into fulfillment. So Judith, as you see the colors fade on your flags, be assured that our well wishes for you are steadfast. Finally, the children learned that there are auspicious days to hang the flags, such as certain Buddhist holidays, or moon phases, or a joyful celebration. So Judith, in celebration of you, we present to you these prayer flags. You want to bring them up? And They're ripe with well wishes for you to hang at your home. We hope when you see them, you will be reminded of all the love we hold for you and our wish for you to experience a vibrant retirement with just the right balance of rest and adventure.
Thank you, Melody.
Thank you.
I love the flower. Thank you so much. Is Martin sharing too?
He will, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Just sit down.
Yeah, you can have a seat.
And I think we have a couple of young people who would like to say some things. Please come on up.
And Judith has always been there for me and is very important to me. I always loved seeing her when I came to church, and I was always excited to see her every time I walked in. She always brought a smile on my face. After my grandma passed away, Judy, she was there for me and told me she would be my grandma, even though nobody could replace Judy. When Judith said that, it made me feel like I didn't lose everything and like I wasn't alone. It showed she loves me and I love her. Thank you for always telling me how beautiful I am on the inside and on the outside. You always made me feel special.
Hello. My name is Nick Brizendine, and I've been attending this church since the ripe old age of 9. And I would like to say that, Judith, you've been a very big part of my life and the life of all these wonderful people waiting in line to speak to you. I can definitely tell you that you will be greatly missed, and I want you to know that although we miss you, you will not be missed in a negative way, and you will be missed in a very positive way, and definitely, your memories will be carried on within the people of this church for others to share and to remember you for all the good things that you have done for everybody in this church. Thank you, Judith.
Good morning, everybody. I have not had the opportunity to say this to many people and truly mean this, but Judith, thank you so much for absolutely everything. You have touched the lives of everybody in here and in a way that I've never, ever seen, and that is something that I respect and love in you dearly. And there is one other thing that I've noticed about you that has really lightened my heart every time I think about it, because we all know over the past few years, not many good things have happened to all of us. But every time that I personally, and I know for everybody else in this room, that whenever we are in the same room as you, Judith, you radiate positivity throughout the entire room and make everybody's day. And I don't know many other people that do that. So for that, I also say thank you, truly from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Rose. I have a paper because I know I would start crying if I didn't. Hi, I'm Rose. I already said that. There's this sort of unspoken rule amongst most of the kids and adults who know Judith. When she asks you to do something, you do it. This rule doesn't exist out of fear or anything of the sort, but rather as an appreciation for all she does for us. It's because of this moral that I'm standing here today in front of you all, even though I don't know how to put my emotions into words, and this still doesn't feel like enough. But nonetheless, here's my best attempt at explaining what Judith means to me. I started coming to All Souls with my mother when I was 7. The highlight of my the highlight of my week was stealing butterscotches from the office. I was here with my mother, with nothing of my own to do. No friends to text, no games to play, no schoolwork to do, nothing. One of those days, Judith saw me and invited me to Sunday school. Later, I even joined the children's choir. She didn't know it at the time, but the people she introduced me to were the first real friends I ever made. Later, Judith invited me to be a chalice lighter. I didn't think I was ready to take that on, especially since I heard you had to take a class for it. But Judith did. And when Judith asks you to do something, you do it. Spoiler alert, I ended up becoming a chalice lighter despite my fear. Judith's belief in me helped me overcome a lot of my stage fright, fear of failure, and helped me build some confidence in myself. Before COVID, I'd hang out with Judith every Sunday before Sunday school while my mother ran the forum. Judith was always there if I needed to talk about something, needed advice, or if I just needed to cry and hug it out. Before I end today, I have to talk about hugs. Warm hugs are a tradition with Judith and I. There have been times during the past couple of years when I've been in a really bad headspace, and it was the memory of those hugs and the expectation of them returning that helped me get out of that mind frame. Thank you for that. Thank you for being the grandmother that I always wanted, and I'm gonna miss you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Barry, and I am here I'd like to say my gratitude to this wonderful person right here. What can I say? Oh, sorry, my apologies, but okay. Judith was more than just a children's minister. She made an impact to everybody in this place. Sorry for the awkward silences. I'm just still trying to make up my mind at the last minute, but she was kind of like a grandmother figure if you think about it. Warm hugs, everything. Every time I feel down, she was always there to rebuild my feelings. And I'd like to give her a big fat thanks for making an impact to not just my wonderful family right over there, if you can see, but to every single generation of children that come and go and lived on into their lives. And one more thanks to her, obviously, but thank you for making an impact in this world, and wherever the new path you are facing, may there be luck where you are.
Hi, I'm Jenny Raney. Oh, okay, sorry. So, as has been stated a few times, I'm the baby, oh God. I'm the baby Judith held when I was, just delivered, and I'm so thankful for everything she's given all of us. And, have a good retirement. You really deserve it. All the love you've given us can, fill up so many of these rooms, and I'll miss you so much.
Hello. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. All right. Hello, my name's Martin Tomlinson, and it's really great that I'm really happy to be able to be here for this. I go to college right outside of Philadelphia now, but I happen to be in town for the weekend, so I'm really honored to be able to see you and to be able to speak today. And I first met Judith 10 years ago during the Harry Potter camp, and then I came back for the coming of age trip, and I'm really eternally thankful for all the advice, guidance, and opportunities that she has helped me provide me with and helped guide me in. And I'm eternally grateful that I've been able to have you as a teacher and a guide in my personal and spiritual journeys. Judith offered a kind and welcoming presence during my formative years at All Souls. She demonstrated to me what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. In my credo, which it's funny, I just found this like buried in my files a couple weeks ago, which I wrote for the coming of age class, as most of you know. I said, I've discovered a safe and nurturing place to find myself and to grow into adulthood, and I'm grateful that Judith was able to curate this place for me to grow and learn. Judith always demonstrated the good in people, and that's why today I look for that in other people. Her kindness and loving demeanor are part of the reason that I chose to study peace and conflict and religious studies at Swarthmore College. I think what she embodies what it means to be a religious education teacher, to be a mentor, and to be a friend. I'd like to close with something I wrote in my credo, which is I plan to live my credo out by living a life based on working for society, helping it to progress. No matter who we are or where we come from, we're all humans of the same ilk. For better or worse, we are all one. We must build upon each other, teaching, learning, and loving. This is the human odyssey. It must carry on. It was Judith who inspired me to write this, and I hope it's something that I'm able to live up to. Thank you.
Now I invite the other children who may not have chosen to speak to come on up during our closing hymn and give Judith a parting hug. Let's rise and sing together one more time.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I may know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll sing a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I may know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Now we release this chalice flame, sending the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment out into the world. And these we also carry in our minds and hearts wherever we may go. An ancient proverb from Eastern wisdom suggests that parents and teachers can never be repaid. And indeed, it is true. There is no way to return the value we receive from the people who form us and love us and hear us into our own voice. Judith, You have been this for so many of us here at All Souls over the years, and we can never hope to repay all that you have given us. What we can do is to pay that legacy forward and to continue to build upon the foundation of love that you have laid. We hope that you have many fond memories and much satisfaction in your work here as you move into the new chapters that your life will hold. And we hope that your influence will continue to be an example and an inspiration here among us for a long, long time to come. As you have been a blessing, may you be blessed. And may all that we have shared together linger in our minds and hearts, continuing to bless us and our children and all who will find meaning and friendship here in this beloved community. Go forth in peace and power, dear one. Hang on.
I too was captivated by this woman and standing before us, and you don't know it, but you're right in the middle of our Quidditch pitch. For the 5 years that I was involved in the summer program with Barbara and Melanie and Judith, of course, we had this great evening where the kids lit up because there was going to be music, there was going to be beekeepers, there were going to be American Indian storytellers. A fabulous, rich experience happened in this room and in the classrooms, and kids being nice to one another so they could get some doubloons so they could then spend it at the Hogmead, marketplace. So it's with that I want to culminate this with our summer camp song. We wrote this a couple of, about 5 or 6 years ago, and so we sang it every night as we were then headed off to do other things. So let us go. You all got the words up there. We're going to sing this, and then we're, I guess, done. All right. This camp is your camp. This camp is my camp. From All Souls classrooms to the Bragg Auditorium, from the Conover dining room to the Hogmeads Market. This camp was made for you and me. As I was walking to the sorting hat chair, I saw above me Hagrid's fuzzy hair, and all around me my professor smiles. This camp was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my leaders to the shirts we dyed, and the great storytellers. And all around us, the music was sounding. This camp was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, as we are gathering, and the food comes quickly, and the galleon's flowing, as the kindness helps us to be better people. This camp was made for you and me. As we go walking to our classrooms, dream catchers and spinners and our brooms, we learn new things and get to play Quidditch. This camp was made for you and me. This camp was made for you and me. This camp was made for you and me.